Hey there, I'm Sarah, and I want to share something that almost stole my independence and joy. Last winter, I started noticing this strange tingling in my fingertips every time I reached for my morning coffee, and my legs felt weak like I had run a marathon in my sleep. I brushed it off at first, thinking it was just another sign of aging. You know how it goes. But then, one morning in my kitchen in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I dropped my mug, and the cold ceramic shattered on the floor. My heart raced as I realized I might not be able to catch it next time. If you've ever felt that sudden shock of vulnerability, you'll understand why I dug deep for answers. I didn't want my days defined by fear of a sprained wrist or shaky knees. I needed a solution that was natural, powerful, and accessible. That search led me to an ancient secret people have relied on for centuries, the Indian gooseberry, also known as amla. But this isn't about bland herbal powders or trendy supplements that vanish after a week. There's a story behind every fruit, a legacy of healing passed down through generations. Let me tell you about my dear friend Mark. He's a retired fireman in Boise, Idaho, and when he first heard about amla, he was skeptical. A big guy like him, used to carrying hoses and rescuing neighbors, didn't think a tiny green orb could make a dent in his joint pain. But after 1 month of blending fresh amla berries into his smoothies, he noticed something remarkable. The tingling along his fingers faded, and his arthritis flare-ups were less intense. I witnessed him reinstall the lock on his front door, and even dust off his old power tools without wincing once. So, here's what you need to know about amla. It's loaded with vitamin C, antioxidants, and polyphenols that help your body produce collagen, the essential protein for healthy cartilage, skin, and connective tissue. When collagen content drops as we age, we experience those warning signs: stiffness, joint pain, and nerve sensitivity. Amla fights back by supporting collagen synthesis and reducing inflammation. And no, you don't need to travel halfway around the world to find it. In most grocery stores across the states, you can find Indian gooseberry powder in the health aisle or freeze-dried berries online. I recommend starting with 1 teaspoon of amla powder mixed into your morning smoothie or juice. For those of you who love a fresh approach, soak half a cup of fresh amla berries overnight. Blend them with a squeeze of lemon, a dash of honey, and a handful of spinach. Drink it first thing when your stomach is empty. Trust me, the tangy bite wakes you up more than your coffee, and without the jitters. Now, you might be wondering, what about safety? Amla is usually well tolerated, but if you're on blood thinners or thyroid medication, chat with your doctor before diving in. That's the only caution I want to leave you with today. Next up, we're going to move seamlessly into our second powerhouse fruit, one you might have in your fridge right now. But stick around, because you won't believe how strawberries can transform more than just your dessert. Ready? Let's dive in. Hey, it's me again, Sarah. And if you thought amla's healing powers were impressive, wait until you hear about the humble strawberry. After I shared Mark's success story, I reached out to my neighbor, Linda, a former school teacher in Portland, Oregon. She's as busy as they come balancing grandkids, gardening, and her community book club, and her achy knees were holding her back from the weekly park strolls she adored. When I told her about strawberries, she shrugged. "They're just a dessert," she laughed. But the next part blew us both away. Here's where it gets dramatic. Linda invited me over one sunny Saturday to her backyard patio. She handed me a tall glass of strawberry, infused water, just fresh berries, mint, and a splash of water. I took a sip, and she beamed, saying, "Remember those cracks in the wooden fence I fixed last month? I did the whole job in one afternoon without stopping to rest. No more nagging pain." She also told me that the tingling she'd felt in her toes after long days standing at the chalkboard had vanished. It felt like watching someone rediscover their freedom. Why strawberries? They're not only refreshing but packed with vitamin C, ellagic acid, and anthocyanins, the compounds that fight inflammation, protect collagen fibers, and boost circulation. When blood flow improves, Your tissues receive more nutrients and oxygen, speeding up repair and reducing stiffness. Think of your joints and skin like a garden. The better the water and sunlight, circulation and nutrients, the more vibrant the blooms. To get the benefits, aim for about half a cup of strawberries daily. You can slice them into your breakfast bowl, toss them in a salad, or blend them into a luscious smoothie. For a simple ritual, I like to muddle strawberries with a sprig of mint and cold water in a mason jar and sip it throughout the day. It's so easy, and it tastes like summer in a glass. But there's a twist. Always choose organic when possible. Conventionally grown strawberries can carry pesticide residues that may counteract their healing properties. If organic isn't available, rinse them under a mixture of water and a teaspoon of baking soda to reduce surface chemicals. And be mindful of serving-size strawberries are naturally sweet, but you don't want to overload on natural sugars. I remember Linda's look of pure relief when she realized she could climb her favorite mossy trail again without wincing. She described the view from the summit as the sweetest reward, and it reminded me how something so simple can restore joy. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. But multiple studies confirm that consistent strawberry intake can lower markers of inflammation and improve joint pain scores by up to 20% in just 4 weeks. And that feeling of lightness, the extra pep in your step, that's real. I felt it too when I added strawberries to my morning yogurt. Coming up next, we'll explore blueberries, the tiny but mighty berries that can supercharge your joint health and skin elasticity even further. So stick around, because you're one step closer to reclaiming the vitality you thought was lost. Ready for blueberry magic? I'll show you how in the next part. Hey everyone, it's Sarah here, and today I have a story about my cousin Jason in Nashville, Tennessee. Jason's a high school coach, always on the move, and he started noticing his joints clicking on the court and the skin on his hands looked dull. He was worried. "Am I past my prime?" he asked. One evening after practice, he texted me. "Sarah, I need help. My knees feel like rusty hinges." I knew exactly what to recommend: blueberries. Blueberries might be small, but they're packed with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation and protect collagen fibers from breaking down. Imagine them as microscopic shields guarding your joints and skin. Jason was skeptical at first. "You want me to eat berries?" he laughed. But I challenged him. "Try a half cup every morning for 2 weeks and text me your progress." He did, blending them into his oatmeal and smoothies. Within days, he noticed less stiffness after practice. After 2 weeks, he reported, "Sarah, I played a full scrimmage without that grinding pain. And look, my hands feel softer." I couldn't help but smile. His success reminded me that sometimes nature's solutions are the most potent. What's happening inside? When you consume blueberries, anthocyanins improve blood flow to connective tissues and neutralize free radicals that degrade collagen. Plus, they boost elastin production, helping your ligaments spring back into place. Think of your joints like a basketball's seams. With proper maintenance, they remain tight and responsive. To make this part of your routine, grab a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries. Toss half of them into your morning cereal or yogurt, and blend the rest into a quick smoothie with almond milk, a frozen banana, and a scoop of protein powder if you like. If you're on the go, freeze a handful in an ice cube tray with water for a refreshing portable blueberry cooler. One more tip. Choose wild blueberries when possible. They contain up to twice the anthocyanin levels compared to conventional ones. Wild blueberry extracts are also available in capsule form for those who prefer supplements, but I always opt for whole food first. Whole blueberries also deliver fiber, which aids digestion and stabilizes blood sugar, another plus for joint health, since insulin spikes can trigger inflammation. Always wash them thoroughly under running water. And remember, even though they taste like candy, they're a nutrient powerhouse disguised as a treat. I remember a morning visit to Jason's house, where he surprised me by taking me on an early jog around Percy Warner Park. As the sun rose over the rolling hills, I noticed his stride was smooth and confident. "I feel 20 years younger," he said, breathing in the fresh Tennessee air. That moment underscored why these little berries deserve a starring role in our diets. Next up, we're going to explore the deep purple power of blackberries. Trust me, their combination of polyphenols and manganese might be the secret you didn't know you needed. So stick around. Part 4 is just around the corner. Hey there, it's Sarah again. And if you've been with me through the first 3 fruits, you know how each one can fortify your joints and skin. Today, we're diving into the next exotic berry on our list, the mighty blackberry. My friend Kate lives in Austin, Texas, where the summer sun can wilt your energy as quickly as it wilts the grass. Last May, she reached out on a video call, frustration etched on her face. She'd been training for a charity 5 Kelvin, and suddenly started feeling a sharp stiffness in her ankles whenever she took off at a jog. "Sarah, I feel stuck in slow motion," she joked, but I could hear the worry behind her words. That's when I knew it was time to introduce her to blackberries. Blackberries are rich in polyphenols and natural compounds that inhibit enzymes responsible for collagen breakdown. They're also a top source of manganese, a trace mineral crucial for synthesizing collagen in the first place. Think of manganese as the master builder's foreman. It oversees construction of the collagen framework that keeps your connective tissues strong. Without enough, your body struggles to repair the tiny tears that occur with every step or twist. I recommended Kate aim for a cup of blackberries 3 times a week. Fresh or frozen both work, whichever you can find. Clean and ripe at the farmer's market or grocery store. She started tossing blackberries into her morning oatmeal and blending them into a post-run recovery shake with Greek yogurt, a splash of almond milk, and a teaspoon of honey. Within 10 days, she noticed her ankles felt looser, and the tension in her feet after long yoga sessions eased. One evening, she FaceTimed me from her backyard porch, grinning. "I swerved to avoid my neighbor's sprinkler head and barely felt a twinge," she exclaimed. That spontaneous agility felt like victory. It reminded me that, sometimes, the smallest tweaks in our diet can deliver the biggest leaps in mobility. Here's how to maximize the benefits. Portion control. Stick to half a cup to 1 cup per serving to avoid excess natural sugars. Organic when possible. Conventional berries can carry pesticide residues. Rinse under cool water, mixed with a teaspoon of baking soda if you have to. Timing. Enjoy blackberries either before exercise to prime your joints or after to aid recovery. Creative uses. Fold them into homemade chia pudding, sprinkle on cottage cheese, or freeze into ice pops for a refreshing treat. And a quick safety note. If you're diabetic or watching your blood sugar, monitor your response when increasing berry intake, as even natural sugars can cause a spike. Before we wrap up, imagine this. A warm golden sunset in Austin. Kate steps onto the pavement, ready for her next training run. As she rounds the corner, she feels so stable she lets out a whoop of joy, the sound echoing off the metal railings. That pure exhilaration, that's what these berries do. Coming up in Part 5, we'll venture into tropical territory with guava, America's best-kept secret for a collagen boost that rivals any fancy supplement. Stick around, because you won't want to miss how guava's vitamin C content can supercharge your joints and skin. Hey everyone, it's Sarah here. And today, I'm thrilled to share a tropical treasure that feels like sunshine in your hands, guava. If blackberries gave you a taste of resilience, guava delivers a full-on vitamin C explosion. My colleague Jason, yes, the coach from Nashville, first discovered guava in Little Havana, Miami, where he tried it at a street vendor's cart piled high with bright green fruits. He texted me, "This tastes like a vacation." That vivid moment stuck with me. Guava stands out because it has almost 4 times more vitamin C than an orange, plus lycopene and polyphenols that protect collagen from oxidative damage. Lycopene acts like a shield against free radicals, while polyphenols reduce inflammation by blocking specific enzymes that break down cartilage. Together, they help maintain the collagen framework that keeps skin supple and joints flexible. This powerful trio is why guava isn't just a snack, it's a natural wellness boost. Here's Jason's experiment. Each morning he sliced one medium guava, sprinkled a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lime, then ate it before his workout. Lime enhances vitamin C absorption, making this ritual doubly effective. Within a week, his wrists felt more comfortable during pull-ups, and he breezed through playground-style monkey bars without pain. By the end of 2 weeks, he noticed less stiffness in his fingers too. An everyday fruit transformed his routine. For you, I recommend aiming for 1 ripe guava per day. Look for fruit that yields slightly to pressure and emits a sweet fragrance. If fresh guava isn't available, choose unsweetened guava juice. Check the label to avoid added sugars, or stir a teaspoon of guava powder into your morning smoothie. And don't discard the skin. It's edible, nutrient, dense, and adds a pleasant tart contrast. A simple, delicious recipe. Slice guava and layer it with Greek yogurt, a drizzle of honey, and a sprinkle of chia seeds. This creamy, protein-rich bowl gives you healthy fats, fiber, and collagen support in every spoonful. I've been making this whenever I'm on a cross-country flight or grabbing breakfast before an early shoot. One caution: guava seeds are firm. If you have sensitive teeth, remove them or blend the guava thoroughly. And if you have a delicate stomach, start with half a guava to test your tolerance before going for the full serving. Picture this: a warm morning in Coral Gables, Florida, with palm trees arching over colorful stucco buildings. I'm seated at an open-air cafe with Jason, sipping guava smoothies topped with fresh mint and a twist of lime. He leans back, breathes in the sea breeze, and says, "I feel like I've reclaimed my strength." That smile, that relief, that's the power of guava. Next up is papaya home to papain, an enzyme that softens joints and brightens skin like nature's gentle exfoliant. Trust me, you don't want to miss how papaya can change your daily routine. Hey everyone, it's Sarah back with our 6th fruit hero, papaya. If guava felt like a vitamin C sunburst, papaya is the gentle powerhouse that soothes and smooths from the inside out. I first learned about papaya's secrets from my neighbor Emma in San Diego. Emma's a yoga instructor who spends her mornings guiding sun salutations on the beach. A few months ago, she confided that her wrists ached so badly she hesitated to support her weight in plank pose. She was worried her passion might slip away. One Saturday, I invited Emma over for breakfast on my patio overlooking the Pacific. I'd prepared a papaya bowl drizzled with lime and sprinkled with chili powder, a favorite Caribbean twist. After one bite, Emma paused, savoring the silky flesh. "That tastes like a vacation," she laughed. By day 3 of our papaya breakfast ritual, she noticed less soreness in her wrists and lighter, more fluid transitions between poses. Here's the science. Papaya contains papain, a proteolytic enzyme that gently breaks down damaged proteins around joints, reducing inflammation and pain. It's like having a tiny cleanup crew sweeping away debris so your collagen framework can repair itself. Papaya also delivers vitamin C, beta-carotene, and flavonoids that protect against oxidative stress, the same free radicals that accelerate collagen breakdown and joint stiffness. To weave papaya into your routine, aim for about 1 cup of diced papaya daily. You can scoop it straight from the skin, blend it into smoothies, or toss it into a chicken salad for a tropical twist. For a creamy, indulgent treat, blend half a cup of papaya with a 1/4 cup of coconut milk, a handful of spinach, and a teaspoon of honey. It's like dessert for breakfast, but your joints and skin will thank you. One tip: choose papayas with skins that yield slightly to gentle pressure. They should smell sweet at the stem end. If you over-ripen it, the flesh will be too soft. Underripe, it can be crunchy and less flavorful. And don't discard the seeds. They're edible and offer mild antibacterial properties, though the peppery bite isn't for everyone. If you're sensitive to spice, spoon them out before enjoying the flesh. Safety first papaya is generally safe, but if you have latex allergies or are on blood-thinning medication, consult your doctor before increasing papaya intake. The enzyme activity can interact with certain prescriptions. Back in San Diego, a week after our breakfast swap, Emma FaceTimed me from her studio deck. She was mid-flow, transitioning effortlessly from downward dog to cobra without a wince. Her smile was radiant. "I feel like my wrists have shed their old armor," she said. That moment reminded me how a simple fruit can restore not only mobility but confidence. Before we move on, here's a quick papaya-inspired recipe you can try tonight. Papaya and avocado salad. In a bowl, combine 1 cup of diced papaya, half a sliced avocado, a handful of arugula, and a 1/4 cup of thinly sliced red onion. Drizzle with olive oil and a squeeze of lemon juice, then season with salt and pepper. Toss gently and enjoy the balance of creamy, sweet, and peppery flavors. Imagine waking up tomorrow with less creakiness in your joints and a glow in your skin that friends start to notice. That's the daily gift of papaya. Next up in Part 7, we'll explore pineapple, the tropical titan packed with bromelain that fights inflammation and supports collagen like no other. Trust me, you'll be surprised how this sweet, tangy fruit can become one of your best wellness allies. Hey everyone, it's Sarah, checking in for Part 7 of our tropical healing journey. And today I have a story from Honolulu, Hawaii. My friend Miguel is a retired surfer who spent decades riding the waves off Oahu. Lately, he'd been struggling with stiffness in his shoulders and lower back, the kind of ache that comes from countless epic rides but also from aging. He called me one morning, frustration thick in his voice. "Sarah," he said, "I used to paddle out at dawn without thinking twice, and now I feel like I'm dragging a 1,000-pound board." I knew exactly what to share. Pineapple, the tropical titan loaded with bromelain. Bromelain is a group of proteolytic enzymes that work like microelectricians, rewiring damaged tissues and reducing inflammation around joints and muscles. It also supports collagen production by clearing dead cells from the collagen matrix, so fresh fibers can grow in their place. And as any surfer will tell you, smooth mobility means more waves and fewer wipeouts. Miguel started his experiment by blending fresh pineapple chunks into his morning smoothie, along with coconut water and a scoop of protein powder. He aimed for about 1 cup of pineapple per day, just the right dose to activate bromelain without overwhelming his stomach. Within 5 days, he noticed less stiffness when he paddled onto his board. By the end of 2 weeks, he called me after a sunrise session saying, "It's like my shoulders found their youth again. I barely felt anything." To integrate pineapple into your routine, look for bright yellow fruit with a sweet fragrance at the crown. A ripe pineapple should yield slightly when pressed. Slice off the skin and core the center, then dice into bite-sized pieces. You can eat it fresh, grill it for a smoky twist, or blend it into a tropical salsa with lime, cilantro, and jalapeno. The options are endless, and the enzyme magic stays intact when you eat it raw. If fresh pineapple isn't in season, you can buy frozen chunks, just verify they're unsweetened. Avoid canned pineapple in heavy syrup, since the added sugars and processing reduce bromelain activity. For those who prefer capsules, bromelain supplements are available. But remember, whole food always provides additional nutrients like vitamin C, manganese, and antioxidants that support overall joint health. One tip: bromelain can act as a mild blood thinner. If you're on anticoagulant medication, consult your doctor before increasing pineapple intake. Also, the core contains the highest enzyme concentration, so consider juicing or blending it for maximum potency. I'll never forget paddling out with Miguel at sunrise. As the horizon glowed pink and orange, he turned to me after catching a wave and said, "I feel unstoppable." His grin said it all. That's the power of pineapple working its bromelain magic. In the next and final part, we'll explore kiwi, the little green dynamo that combines vitamin C, actinidin enzymes, and fiber to supercharge nutrient absorption and collagen health. Ready to meet the tiny powerhouse? Let's go! Hey everyone, it's Sarah here, and we've finally arrived at our 8th and final fruit hero, kiwi, the little green dynamo that brings together vitamin C, a potent enzyme called actinidin, and fiber to elevate everything else we've covered. I first learned about kiwi's secret powers from my friend Danielle in Boulder, Colorado. She's an outdoor enthusiast who loves hiking the Flatirons. But this spring she noticed her endurance slipping her calves would tighten halfway up the trail, and her skin felt dull under the mountain sun. One morning, she sent me a photo of her half-eaten green fruit bowl and asked, "Sarah, could this weird, fuzzy little thing actually help?" I laughed and said, "Trust me, Danielle. Kiwi is like nature's multivitamin with built-in maintenance crew." Within days of adding a kiwi to her breakfast ritual, simply sliced into yogurt and granola, she texted back, "I hiked 3 miles yesterday without calf cramps, and my skin looks a lot brighter." That little kiwi had done more than just taste tangy. Its actinidin enzyme gently breaks down proteins to improve digestion and nutrient absorption, ensuring your body can use every bit of collagen-supporting goodness from the other fruits we've explored. Here's the science behind it. Actinidin functions like a friendly chef, chopping protein molecules into smaller pieces that your gut can soak up more efficiently. As a result, vitamin C from kiwi and other fruits gets absorbed faster, beefing up collagen synthesis in your joints and skin. Plus, kiwi packs about 64 milligrams of vitamin C per fruit, more than an equivalent serving of orange, along with vitamin K, potassium, and a healthy dose of soluble fiber. That fiber stabilizes blood sugar and feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which influence inflammation levels throughout your body. To integrate kiwi into your daily routine, aim for 1 to 2 kiwis each morning. Simply slice them in half and scoop out the flesh with a spoon, or peel and dice to add to a fruit salad. For a quick on-the-go snack, I freeze-halved kiwis on a tray, pop them into a bag, and pull one out when I need a cold treat, or I blend them whole into a bright green smoothie with spinach, banana, and almond milk. One tip: if you find the fuzzy skin irritating, the hairs usually rinse off easily under running water, and the skin itself is edible and rich in fiber. If you're sensitive, you can peel it instead, but try to keep as much flesh as possible. Safety note: kiwi is generally safe, though those with latex allergies can have a cross-reaction. If you've ever experienced mouth tingling or swelling after eating kiwi, consult your doctor. Otherwise, this fruit is a low-risk way to maximize the benefits of everything else you've been doing. Now, let me share a quick story from Boulder. Last Saturday, Danielle invited me to join her sunrise hike. As we climbed, she was chatting enthusiastically, barely pausing to catch her breath. I looked over and thought, wow, the new kiwi habit really works. At the summit, she stretched out her arms, exclaiming, "I feel so light and free." The morning light hit her face, and I could literally see the glow that's the impact of optimized nutrient uptake meeting collagen support. As we wrap up our series, remember this final lesson. True wellness isn't about a single magic bullet. It's about stacking small, accessible habits, like including kiwi's actinidin enzyme, to amplify every other change you make. By combining all 8 fruits, you create a symphony of nutrients that protect, rebuild, and maintain your body's collagen framework, keeping your joints flexible, your skin radiant, and your spirit adventurous. Thank you for joining me on this journey through 8 powerful fruits. I hope you feel inspired to experiment, blend, slice, and savor your way to a healthier you. If you have any stories of your own, whether it's a newfound hiking stamina or a friend's surprise reaction, share them below. Don't forget to subscribe for more heart-to-heart health stories, hit the like button if this series helped you, and ring the bell so you never miss a new tip. Here's to living vibrant, strong, and free, one fruit at a time.